Petcher.
And I'm Rachel Allison, and welcome to the first ever episode of The Hour, live from the University of Salford's Media City UK campus.
Coming up on today's show, we have an interview with the hilarious YouTuber Max Dosh.
We also have the fabulous new chat show, Queer Talk, with David.
And to top it off, live debates here in the studio. We'll be asking if dating preferences are racist and who should pay for dinner, men or women. But more on that later in the show, so stick around for that. But first, let's take a look behind the scenes at the people that make this show possible.
So, camera, follow me. Hello, hello. So welcome to the studio. We have the fabulous camera crew over here. Thomas, give us a wave, Thomas.
Hi.
Luke, Callum in the back. Yeah. Can you hear us auto cue, Olivia? Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Follow me, follow me. Behind this camera, we have Charlotte and Dan. Say hi. Hi. Come on, a little bit louder, a bit more enthusiastic than that. Follow me, out of the studio. And let's come to the gallery. Quick, 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 quick. Give us a turn. And we have here the sound crew. We have Joe and Bethan. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. They make me sound okay, make me sound like Beyonce, of course. And we have Matt Burnham on PA. Hello, hello. We have the wonderful director, Joe. Amazing, amazing. And on graphics, Amber. Give us a wave, come on. Don't be shy, don't be shy. And Ben and Panache doing server. Hello, hello, hello. Wave, wave. I know you want to be on the camera, especially you, Joe. Come on, right. Now, back to you, David, in the studio.
Guys, thank you so much. You know, it's not easy to do all this. You only see us, and there's so much amazing work going behind the screen, so thank you very much for that. You know, it's brilliant of them. Thank you very much. Now, Max Dosh is a brilliant YouTuber and presenter of the popular show Street Smart, posts videos challenging people on general knowledge. Let's take a look at his best bits.
Once. But you haven't got that tonight, bet you.
How's your general knowledge, Reese?
Come see, come saw.
What's the 7th planet from the sun? Can you see it? What's Samuel Jackson's middle name?
It begins with L.
Oh, it was Leroy.
It is Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy. I knew it was Leroy. I knew that one.
Of course, the child Leroy.
Samuel Jackson's parents. My words. Heavy summer?
Yeah.
What was the name of the first dog in space? That is a real hands-on-hips question, isn't it?
Gonna go for Clifford the big red dog.
How is he going to fit in the spaceship, though?
Not sure.
How does one get into pole vaulting? How do you get into pole vaulting?
You jump and see what happens.
The average person does what 13 times a day?
We.
How much are you drinking?
13 times a day.
Normally an enjoyable experience. No, it's not what you're thinking. Done it during this interview, actually.
Laugh.
Yes. First of all, tell me about the jacket. Who did you... Actually, who mugged you and gave you that? Name a mammal that can't jump.
Beth.
Lion.
Sleeps tonight, a wimba wimba way. Beth, can you please breathe from and jump for me now?
Hey.
She can do it perfectly fine. Can you name Henry VIII's wives?
Jane Seymour, and who's the ugly one? Anna Cleves.
Anne Boleyn, we've got Jane Seymour, we've got Catherine of Harrogate, we've got
It sounds like you're naming a five-a-side team.
Anne Palmer, and then...
And Palmed.
I mean, he did have 6 wives, so there's one on the subs bench.
What is the most common name for a pub in Britain?
The Inn. The New Inn.
It's got to be Red Line.
It is the Red Line.
Put that on Facebook. Bang.
It's actually the Red Lion.
No way.
No way! Way! Name an X Factor finalist.
Joe McElderry. Joe McElderry. The Climb. What a tune.
What a tune!
What a tune.
What a song!
What a song.
Rachel Aberdeji.
Rachel Adedeji.
Rachel Adedeji.
Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd. Cher Lloyd.
Ollie Murr. No, save the turtles, mate.
Don't do that yet.
Save the turtles.
So awful. That's like offence.
You want to finish that word?
Offensive.
There we go. See, that's one turtle saved. Okay, so they get around their necks.
Polar bears, don't forget polar bear.
A polar bear's not going to be able to fit his neck through that. What is a civil war?
It's where, like, Captain America can't decide what he's doing. So then he's like, what am I doing? And Iron Man has to come save the day.
I'm resitting first year.
You're resitting first year, but just say second year. Say second
That's
year.
what I do, yeah.
What year are you in, JP?
Second year.
Yeah, correct. That's what I thought.
Economics.
Could have guessed by the gilet. What language do they speak in ancient Rome?
Romish.
Romish.
Latin.
It's actually Times New Roman.
Ah.
Who couldn't get no satisfaction?
Fatboy Slim.
That one, right?
Maybe.
Is it Base Hunter?
No, it's not Base Hunter.
Can't get no satisfaction, Dr. Pressure.
I think you're mixing Under Pressure and Can't Get No Satisfaction, which I didn't think could be done.
My dad taught it me when I was...
When is that useful? Which intestine is bigger?
The left intestine?
No, it's a toss-up between the left and the right.
Joining us now on Skype is the man himself, Max. Thank you for coming on the show. How are you? Please tell us more about your videos.
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you very much for having a chat. A little bit more about the videos. I can't see it, it's just a white screen.
We're having
some technical difficulties. Talking to a
technical
man right
difficulties.
now.
Just bear with us with the
Ironic
connection.
for it.
We can hear him and he sounds lovely though.
Yeah,
that's
your
good.
voice
That's
is very
good to
good, by the
hear.
way.
Thank you very much. And likewise.
Thank you.
Shall I just keep going or should I just
of
wait
course.
till the...
Please, tell us more about your videos, please.
Okay, so I went to Newcastle University and I graduated in July. And as I was going to my final year, I want to go to TV presenting. And I kind of had an idea for just doing my own series. Obviously, Newcastle's a very vibrant night out. So I grabbed a camera, a mate of mine, and a mic, and filmed 5 videos in 5 days for Freshers Week. And it kind of snowballed after that.
Good stuff. And you've got a tour coming up, haven't you?
I have. I've actually just finished one. I've just finished a big one around the UK, but I am going to do another mini one on the 14th of November, starting in Leeds, and going to Leeds, Manchester, and then Liverpool to finish up with. But the tour I've just done has been 11 cities across the UK in 2 weeks. Filming a video in each place, editing it as I go, posting, and then just filming in the next city. So we started along the south coast. We started in Brighton, and then the first week kind of Brighton, Bournemouth, Exeter and Plymouth. And then the week after we kind of went up Nottingham, Birmingham, Warwick, and then finishing up where it all began in Newcastle.
Wow. You're a very, very busy guy, as it seems. So please do tell us, what is your favourite moment?
My favourite moment is, there's been a lot. I think a lot of the time. Hold on. I think I might be able to get.
Oh,
can you see me now?
Oh,
we have
you.
Hello.
Just
Finally.
as beautiful as your voice.
How are you?
Thank you very much. My favourite moment. I get a lot of questions from people asking whether I'm the BBC. Which is quite funny because ultimately the kind of setup that we have is very, very small. It's a camera and a mic. So people thinking that we're some huge news channel is always good fun. And you never really know who you're going to meet. So normally people are very, very nice and very, very friendly.
Oh, great.
Fantastic. Look, thank you so much for coming on the show. But please tell us, how can we see more of your videos?
Well, I've got a Facebook channel and a YouTube channel. The Facebook is Street Smart. Just go type in Street Smart. And then on YouTube is the same. Or you can also follow me on Instagram at max.fosh. There you go, there's a plug for you.
But can I ask you one thing, please? Please, can you do the Rachel Adedeju? Please, you've got to do it.
Yeah, there's a funny story behind that. I've always, whenever the X Factor kind of announcer started doing his thing, I started doing it with my friends, and I thought, right, I've got to be able to get that into a video. So the question about name an X Factor finalist was a shameless opportunity to say Rachel Adedeji, Ollie Murs. and you know, it's bought me, it's got me quite a lot of free drinks in the past. It's good fun.
I don't know why you just haven't got the role of the voiceover man for the X Factor yet. I really don't.
I know.
Yeah.
If he is ever ill, X Factor, please just give me a call. I can do any name that you so please.
Oh, that's great.
Now, actually, I do want to know, because I love your videos. I have to ask, have you ever had any trouble on nights out or anything like that? You're working with a lot of people, you know, it could get hazy.
No, we have never had any trouble with anybody at all. A lot of the time, people kind of, if people do start to get slightly irritated, I just say, look, you don't have to be interviewed. Have a good night. And normally, actually, no, always we've always been had great responses from everybody. And if it seems like somebody might be getting a little bit angry or not really getting on board with what's happening, then we just cut the interview short and said, look, thank you so much for your time and have a good night.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you've graduated and then you started all of this in Newcastle, the videos. What do you actually want to do for a career? Because you're great at presenting.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd love to go into TV presenting, which is why I started doing it in the first place, because I thought I needed kind of a show reel of bits and bobs. And after doing 5 videos, people said, well, why don't you continue? And I didn't really have a good answer why I shouldn't. So I'd love to go to TV presenting, but I think that online is becoming, this is me getting adding my 2 cents worth, but I think online is becoming more and more popular, and there's getting greater engagement with consumers. And so I don't see why not to continue down this online route as much as possible. Obviously, I'd like to try and make it my full-time job. At the moment, that's not the case. So I'm trying to get as much sponsorship involved without kind of detracting from the videos.
Yeah. Thank you, Max. Now, can we just get a recap on your social media?
Yeah, on Instagram, you can follow me at max.fosh. And then Facebook and YouTube is both Street Smart.
And can you just one more time, details of tour as well, so we all know?
Yeah, details of tour. Well, you can re-watch all those best bits that was just shown there. Is the best bits from the tour that we've just had. You can see all of that on the Facebook, but also the 15th to the 18th of November, I'm going to be in Manchester, Leeds, and Liverpool as well.
Max, we have to let you go, but thank you so much for coming on the show. We've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
See you later. Right, just to make things even more confusing now, we ask you to join David, this David, and another David in the new chat show, Queer Talk. Let's have a little look.
Hi, I'm David.
And I'm also David, and welcome to
Queer Talk, where we view the world
from the queer perspective.
This week, we'll be discussing gay icons.
Okay, so what do you think constitutes a gay icon?
I think someone who has made a significant contribution to our community, or is just too beautiful that turns people gay. Looking at you, Harry Styles.
Oh, no. No, I think it's to do with denim. I mean, I think all of the best gay icons have denim, you know? Like, I mean, Cher, like double denim. Dolly Parton, hello. Like,
yeah, but that's just because she's country.
Yeah, but Cher isn't country. She wears denim.
I suppose so. But I've never seen Gaga in denim. And she's like the ultimate gay icon.
No, she has worn denim.
She worn denim?
She has worn denim.
I'm yet to see Gaga wear denim.
I'm pretty sure she's worn denim knickers, actually. I'm actually pretty sure.
Imagine the chafing.
Oh. Baby powder that.
Oh, dear. What about the Spice Girls as well, then? Do they wear denim?
I don't. Scary Spice has worn denim like thigh-high boots. I'm pretty confident about that statement.
Denim thigh-high boots?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, she has. I think she has.
So who's your favourite gay icon then?
Cher. I love me a bit of Cher. Cher is a gay icon because she's contributed to the gayest things to any culture at the moment. She has given us double denim, bell bottoms. I
disagree with double denim, sorry.
She's brought bell bottoms. Okay, actually there's 3. So double denim, bell bottoms, and auto-tune. She brought us auto-tune, and we need to be grateful for that. Yeah. So who's yours?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, gosh.
You know how much I love some Taylor Swift. Oh, that's my Spice Girl, Country Spice. Make a new one. Cowboy hat. Friggin' bells on the boots.
It'll be Country Spice or Old Spice.
Old Spice is the
moonshine.
Come on.
It's all well and good talking about our gay icon, but we wanted to go to like the whole Manchester population of LGBTQ people to ask them who their gay icons are. And we did. We went to Canal Street, and it was really funny.
It was eventful. Yeah, we met some fruitcakes, didn't we?
Or just fruits.
Just fruits in general, yeah.
Robin though. Oh, Robin. God bless Robin. So yeah, please join us now in Canal Street, where we were speaking to LGBT people about their gay icons.
Queer Talk has come to Manchester's gay village to ask some of our favourite LGBTQ allies who their gay icon is.
Ricky Martin is an inspiration of mine because, you know, yes, obviously he's gay, but, you know, he does his songs in Spanish and English. It's incredible.
Oliver Webster, one of my friends, he's gay.
Okay. And
he's not a celebrity, but he's my icon.
That's really sweet, actually. I like that.
Definitely David Bowie.
And why is he your gay icon?
Because he's just bisexual and proud, and I love it.
Bowie, Lee Bowery, there's a plethora of different artists throughout the years that have been, you know, inspirations. Toya Wilcox, you name it, some amazing artists.
You've got to be Kelly Wilde, because she's done a lot of different people with HIV and AIDS in the 1980s. She was absolutely so inspirational, and a dear friend of mine as well.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt, the amazing Lily Savage, Paulo Grady.
Well, George Michael, obviously, all the way.
Why?
He's just fit, he's funky, and he's out there.
Beyonce. I know she's 100% straight, but she's bloody gorgeous.
Okay, well, no, I don't mean that I actually have to be gay. I just mean that some of the gay...
an icon?
Yeah.
Beyonce!
Okay, Beyonce works. What about you?
Cara Delevingne.
Okay. She's not my favourite, but okay.
What about Ashley Benson?
So I absolutely love Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, cool.
And mine is hot.
Okay.
Justo.
Who?
Justo.
Okay.
Justo.
Okay, work.
Absolutely amazing.
David Beckham. David Beckham's amazing.
Is he a gay icon though? I don't know.
He's not really gay, but if he was, I would.
I don't think it has to be gay. Okay, well,
that's fine. David.
Which David?
You. You're a David, aren't you?
So I'm your gay icon.
Proper David. Proper f***ing David, innit?
Why am I a gay icon?
You're only gay lad that I know. Just wait, it's right.
Fair enough. Okay.
Her?
Is she gay?
Yeah. Okay, it's my fiance.
Really? Actually, oh my God! Congratulations, David. He just got engaged.
Robin.
Good choice.
Love Robin.
You're
and
going to go
Alexa.
with the dog tonight.
And Alexa and Jackie.
Alexa Tuppence
Alexa
and Jackie
Tuppence.
Love. Use the
Yes.
full names because
I can't use their full names.
if XXX Tube's watching,
Yeah.
cast me.
Who?
Freddie Mercury.
Okay, that's it. Why?
Because the guy is an absolute legend. I love the guy. Like, honestly, he paved the way for all gay people. Because Freddie Mercury, he was an absolute legend. He played his music. He didn't care what anyone thought about him, and he just like did what he did.
Awesome.
And I love that about him.
Okay.
My friend Adam, he's pretty inspirational. He's quite tough, quite strong. He fronts up all the time. He goes out in straight clubs and he'll have a dance, have a laugh, have a chat, and he'll be himself. And I like that because we know who he is. We're not prejudiced in Wakefield. We're quite open and a group of friends. We love who he is, and he's such a great laugh. So it's a pleasure to be with him. He's such a great friend. Thank you so much, love.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really inspirational. Hey You. It's a reality website called Hey You. They have.
So that's all we got time for this week.
Please join us next week and we will talk about something. God, I don't know.
Well, they might not like us, it's just the pilot.
We might get sacked.
See you next week, hopefully.
Bye.
To talk about more gay stuff.
Bye.
Oh, I loved that. Have you had a haircut since?
No.
Have you not?
Do I look like I have?
Yeah.
I just brushed it.
Well, okay, tell us all your secrets so I don't. Right, so now our friends Will, Brad and Jade have all very bravely taken on the challenge of embarrassing themselves in public just for you, all to get a reaction from the general public. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Will.
I'm Brad.
I'm Jade.
And welcome to the very first episode of Don't Make Me Say That. Today we're out in Manchester competing to embarrass each other, doing a do and say what you're told.
We'll be embarrassing ourselves so you don't have to.
Will, go up to that old lady and ask her, do you think there's any condoms in here? And then stare at the eye in the eye and don't blink.
Excuse me. Do you think this is a place where they sell any protection?
Protection as in?
As in, like,
Johnny.
special protection?
That I don't know.
You don't know?
There's a gentleman there who works here who might be able to help you. Hello.
Who did that?
Can I help you at all?
Is this a place where they sell condoms or anything?
Is this a place?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No, not here?
Try Boots the chemist at the end.
Boots, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, go when you're ready.
I'm working it, guys.
Ask them what you think, ask them what you think.
Hey, guys, what do you think? Is it me or is it not?
Well, ask a customer, do you know if they sell fridges here?
Excuse me. Do you know if they actually sell fridges here, or is that just some kind of marketing ploy? No idea?
She's go.
Right, another person. Ask until you get a solid answer. We need that answer. Do they sell fridges?
Excuse me. Do you actually sell fridges here? Is that something you actually sell?
We don't here, but you can order them. I think at Trafford Centre maybe. They have a home section there.
I have a home Trafford Centre, do they? Ah, so I could get like a fridge for just any purposes, like I don't know, going in for like in case a bomb hits, like Indiana Jones or nothing. No?
Alright, so do they sell fridges?
Don't sell fridges here.
No?
No fridges.
We've got another little task for these guys to do. So what you guys are going to do, right, which birthday present is the best? So one of you has got a ruler, right, and a chocolate frying pan.
Hi.
Sorry guys, we're having an argument. I was wondering if you can help us out. Friend's birthday is coming up soon, and she thinks...
A multi-purpose ruler.
For a birthday present. Right. I think chocolate frying pan.
Well, he's diabetic.
Yeah, but he's got one arm.
What?
He's got one arm. He can't use a ruler with one arm.
He can, he'll just use his elbow.
What do you guys think? Like, which would you rather receive for a birthday present? A chocolate frying pan or a multi-purpose ruler?
Me personally, this ruler.
See?
A chocolate frying pan.
Chocolate frying pan, yeah, because I know he's diabetic, but if it's low on sugar, just eat the frying pan.
No, you can't do that.
Suggested getting an entire chocolate kitchen set.
Just get a chocolate kitchen set.
It's not health and safety.
I think chocolate. But what would they do with the multi-purpose ruler?
Rule stuff.
Nothing.
Yeah, but what? Would they really use it?
Exactly.
So I go with a frying pan. Chocolate.
Chocolate frying pan.
Have enjoyment from chocolate.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to find that chocolate frying pan. Thank you so much. Cheers.
I'm making it a thing. Chocolate frying pan, that's a thing. Well, that was the first episode of Don't Make Me Say That.
If you have any challenge ideas, then make sure to follow us on these social media accounts and send us a message.
And we'll see you this time next week.
Have you ever done an impractical joke?
You know what, right? Me and my family, we are such jokers. We have the most jokes with each other. My brother, when he was younger, he's going to hate me. He's going to kill me that I said this, right? When he was younger, he did his first poo in the party, right? And then we left the room and we come back. And why was the poo in the other corner of the room? He had moved it. I know that's a different type of joke, isn't it? I'm just outing my family right now, aren't I?
That's not a joke, that's just disgusting. Oh, God.
Right, let's move on. What have we got next? What have we got?
Now, please join us after the break. We're going to go for a quick ad break. Please join us after the break. Thank you. We now join Sophie Jones as she brings you the latest sport news. Hi, Sophie.
Am I okay just to look at that screen then?
Not really. Now? Bye. We're starting.
Cool. We have got a little technical issue over there with Sophie Jones. Sorry about that.
Do apologise. Do you play much sport?
Do I play much sport, Ray? I used to play basketball, didn't I?
Okay.
And I played netball. You know what? I think I'm just good with all basketballs and netballs, you know.
Okay.
Things like that. What about you?
Oh, God.
You look like you'd be good at rugby. Go on.
No. Although, I did play badminton.
Did you?
Oh, actually, we have Sophie.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sophie. The Manchester Half Marathon was on Sunday. With over 10,000 runners competing the 13.1 mile course, Mikey Partington has a very special football player who ran the race.
FC United Women's Rebecca Foster swapped the pitch for the streets and ran the 2018 Manchester Half Marathon in aid of the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. So why did she get involved?
Okay, so I did a half marathon, first of all, just for a bit of a challenge. I've always wanted to do like a half marathon before, just a bit of a challenge for myself. And then I did it with someone else who went to set it up for a charity. So not only a personal challenge, but then it was for a really important charity as well.
Bex plays for North West Women's Regional League Premier Division side FC United Women. As a centre midfielder, she can be seen to be busy during a regular 90-minute game, but she admits that Sunday was a slightly different experience.
A lot harder, not as enjoyable. It's a lot better running with the ball at your feet. A little bit similar, I suppose, in terms of you're always on the move, but mentally it was definitely more of a challenge running the half marathon.
She may have been soaked in Sunday's heavy Manchester downpour, but even that couldn't take away the delightful feeling upon crossing the finish line.
Main feeling when I crossed the line was a bit of relief. We trained for quite a while for it, so really relieved to finish it, but over the moon as well. Quite an emotional time really crossing the line after doing 2 hours of running.
Bex ran alongside her good friend Michelle, whose son Kobe was born with a rare genetic disorder called neonatal Cushing's-McCune-Albright syndrome. The work of the Children's Hospital is vital to Kobe, and so Bex was delighted to be able to help give something back to the charity.
Yeah, so the charity we were running for was Manchester Children's Hospital. So really important charity to myself and the woman I was running with. So instead of just asking for money for the Children's Hospital, we thought doing something as big as the half marathon would kind of prove to people how serious we was about the charity, and people would get behind us with it being quite a big event.
Thousands of pounds were raised by the entirety of the runners on Sunday. Bex was overjoyed that she could help out towards her chosen charity.
So our target when we sat down and decided what we wanted to do was to raise £300, and we smashed it out of the park and we raised just over £600, so really impressed.
So Bex was impressed with how much money the efforts raised and how the overall experience went, but would she recommend it to others?
To definitely do it. Really good for fitness, for training, but just to get that feeling of accomplishment when you cross the line, I'd say definitely do it.
In UFC news, Russian Nurmagomedov beat Conor McGregor on the 7th of October in Las Vegas after forcing him to tap to a neck crank. But the gloss of the fight was soon removed after Khabib jumped out of the octagon and began to attack Conor McGregor's team member Dylan Dennis. The Russian team claims it was the Irishman and his team members who started the fight. However, there is no official report. It is believed both fighters will be suspended as of the 15th of October, and a hearing is set to take place in less than a week. In football, Usain Bolt has scored twice in his second trial match for the A-League Central Coast Mainers. Bolt wore the number 95 shirt referencing to his world record time in the 100-metre sprint. The hard work continues for the athlete, but he continues to strive in his football career. That's all from me. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Sophie.
very much.
See you later. Right, so before we move on, can we just, you started talking about that you did badminton. Whoa. So you must have really good hand-eye coordination then.
I said I played, I didn't say that I was good at it.
Oh, okay. I know, I couldn't play badminton.
I actually once got a black eye from playing it though.
No, you didn't.
I swear, I actually did.
Did you? Someone hit you or did you hit yourself?
No, I didn't hit myself, not that bad. But the puck thing hit me in the eye and I actually had a black eye.
Oh, bless you. Right, we're just going to recap from earlier, Max's best bit, so let's have a look at the YouTuber.
I swallowed a pound coin once, but you haven't got that tonight, bet you.
How's your general knowledge, Reese?
Come see, come saw.
What's the 7th planet from the sun? Can you see it? What's Samuel L. Jackson's middle name?
It begins with L.
Oh, it was Leroy.
It is Leroy.
Yeah, Leroy. I knew it was Leroy. I knew that one.
Who calls the child Leroy?
Samuel L. Jackson's parents. My words. Heavy summer? What was the name of the first dog in space? That is a real hands-on-hips question, isn't it?
Gonna go for Clifford the big red dog.
How is he going to fit in the spaceship, though?
Not sure.
How does one get into pole vaulting? How do you get into pole vaulting?
You jump and see what happens.
The average person does what 13 times a day?
We.
How much are you drinking?
13 times a day.
Normally an enjoyable experience. No, it's not what you're thinking. Done it during this interview, actually.
Love.
Yes. First of all, tell me about the jacket. Who did you... Actually, who mugged you and gave you that? Name a mammal that can't jump.
Beth.
Lion.
Sleeps tonight, a wimba way. Beth, can you please breathe from home and jump for me now? She can do it perfectly fine. Can you name Henry VIII's wives?
Jane Seymour, and who's the ugly one? Anna Cleves.
Anne Boleyn, we've got Jane Seymour, we've got Catherine of Harrogate, we've got
It sounds like you're naming a five-a-side team.
Anne Palmer, and then...
Anne Palmer.
I mean, he did have 6 wives, so there's one on the subs bench.
What is the most common name for a pub in Britain?
The Inn. The New Inn.
It's got to be Red Line.
It is the Red Line.
Put that on Facebook. Bang.
It's actually the Red Lion.
No way.
No way. Way. Name an X Factor finalist.
Joe McElderry. The Climb. What a tune.
What a tune.
What a tune.
What a song.
What a song.
Rachel Aberdeji.
Rachel Aberdeji.
Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd. Cher Lloyd.
Ollie Murph. No, save the turtles, mate.
Don't do that yet.
Save the turtles.
So awful. That's like offence.
You want to finish that word?
Offensive.
There we go. Yeah. See, that's one turtle saved. Okay. So they get around their necks.
Polar bears, don't get a polar bear.
A polar bear's not going to be able to fit his neck through that. What is a civil war?
It's where, like, Captain America can't decide what he's doing. So then he's like, what am I doing? And Iron Man has to come save the day.
I'm resitting first year.
You're resitting first year, but just say second year.
Yeah,
say second
That's
year.
what I do, yeah.
What year are you in, JP?
The second year.
Yeah, correct. That's what I thought.
Economics.
Could have guessed by the gilet. What language do they speak in ancient Rome?
Romish.
Romish.
Latin.
It's actually Times New Roman. Who couldn't get no satisfaction?
Fatboy Slim.
That one, right?
Maybe.
Is it Base Hunter?
No, it's not Base Hunter.
Can't get no satisfaction, Dr. Pressure.
I think you're mixing Under Pressure and Can't Get No Satisfaction, which I didn't think could be done.
My dad taught it me when I was...
When is that useful? Which intestine is bigger?
The left intestine?
No, it's a toss-up between the left and the right.
Is our dating preferences racist? We're going to have a few more topics, but this is the first. And joining us right now in the studio is Will Jordan, Gemma Goosden, Daisy Herman, and Elle McCade. Hi guys, thank you so much for coming today. So, does anybody want to start the debate off by saying, you can say what your preferences are, or saying how you feel about this topic, okay?
Right. So, in terms of whether or not I mean, it could possibly be seen as being slightly racist. I wouldn't say it's a completely racist kind of way to go about it, but I know that many people can see it as you just kind of discounting or completely negating just entire groups of people instead of just being open with being with everyone. So it's definitely something that can be seen as racist. I wouldn't say it is completely like. Do you have anything that you want to add to that issue?
I think the main thing for me is that on like some dating apps like Grindr, there's the option to select your ethnic groups. So by completely taking away, just like any ethnic group, it's almost like you're straight away, no, I don't want to date that person because of their culture, because of where they're born, because of where they come from. And that's probably one of the main issues why it's perceived to be racist. But at the same time, I'm sure there is justification for why that is.
Can I just ask, do you mind me asking about yourself personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you do any dating apps like that?
I don't know, I have a boyfriend.
No, okay. So, fair enough. But if you did, and you use something like Grindr or Tinder, would you choose your preference in race?
I personally would, but that's genuinely based on looks and solely looks. So I know that I find, like, white people attractive. I know that I find black people attractive. I know that I probably wouldn't go for an Asian person because I'm very tall and stereotypically they're short, and that's just like, I've always gone for people who are taller than me, and that's just, it's as simple as that. It's nothing more about like culture itself.
Yeah. So before we carry on with that,
I would ask you guys to make a comment as well, please.
I just think as well, like, it does really depend on preferences. I wouldn't really say like race is really an issue. I personally wouldn't like see it as that, but again, it is just preferences of what you'd go for. Like, you change like blonde and brunette, like who you'd choose, but I think more so the person rather than the race of it, really.
Yeah, but I do understand why people of like ethnic minorities might consider, if we say to them, we won't go out with you because you're a different race to me, because a lot of these ethnic minorities have been subject to prejudice like throughout history, and part of that may think that we have internalized prejudice towards them dating back through history. So the fact that we say we are completely separating an entire group of people because of their race, isn't that racist? Like, because yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a question? Yeah.
Just from personal experience, you know, as you were mentioning Grindr, as a gay man, I do use that app, and I don't think that it's necessarily racist to have a preference. I know that I prefer black men, and but I don't really have an interest in Asian men. But that's just a personal preference. But apps like Grindr, you could argue that it is racist because you can exclude an entire race of people, and it can be offensive.
I understand where you're both coming from, but are you contradicting yourself by saying that yes, you would select who you want, but you don't think it's racist? You think it's racist that Grindr has the options, yet you are ruling out what you don't want. Let's go to Gemma. What do you think?
To be honest, I was just like raising it as a point, just like, okay, so if apps are allowed to do this, it's almost like going out in the street with a signpost saying, I wouldn't date this person because of where they're born. And that's not something that is acceptable. So why is it acceptable to do it through the form of an app nowadays? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it used to be allowed to, like, I don't know if you've seen like the Louis Theroux documentary about the like most hated family in America. They go out with signposts saying like, God hates fags. And it's like, that's so not acceptable, and everyone admits that. But on a dating app, you can say, I don't want to date this group of people. So in terms of personal preference, it's okay because it's about dating. It's not about going out with an intention to be offensive. It's about who you want to like spend your time with. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Has anyone else got any thoughts on that? Yeah.
I think in terms of racism,
if you go out with the intention of saying, I don't date Asian people because they're all terrorists, that's a completely different story. Yeah. It's if you go out with the intention, I don't date these people because I hate these people. It's more about, if it's about preference, fine. About hatred, then it's not.
That's a very extreme statement.
Yeah, no, I'm saying for just an example, yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from, absolutely. Does anyone have any comments to make?
Any other comments? Does anybody else have any preferences they want to talk about themselves and why they have those preferences?
I don't have my preferences are. I usually go for white people. It isn't really preference in the skin tone or how the race or anything. It's just preferences on what I go for.
But what would draw you away from going to a black man or an Asian man?
I wouldn't necessarily not go for a black man or an Asian man. I think it really just depends on the person. I don't really go. I suppose like initially you have to be attracted to them, and that's what the apps are for. Like, it is solely based firstly on looks, and maybe it shouldn't be, but it is. But
okay, so when you're on, are you on any dating apps?
No, I'm not.
No, are any of you on any dating apps?
I am.
You are. Yes. Okay, so let's say for example you were on a dating app and you were swiping through. Would you purposely swipe past someone who wasn't a white man?
No, not necessarily. I think it is just dependent. I think for me, who I find attractive, mainly in the past it has just been white people. I suppose that's why I say like mainly white people. But
so would you mainly just go on someone for looks then, just because they are white?
No, not necessarily. Like I have been with a black guy before, so it's not. It doesn't really. I don't really have any preference.
Do we have any other personal preferences on this side? What do you think?
It's not a preference, but I do have some kind of point to bring up. I think one of the factors that definitely plays into, I suppose, why people have certain preferences towards certain races is more from where they've grown up and who they've grown up around. Like I grew up not really being able to, definitely during my childhood years, I didn't meet very many people of a different race. In fact, I come from Northern Ireland, so that's a place where even white people are at each other's throats because of their religion and that type of stuff. It wasn't really until I joined what we have in Northern Ireland called an integrated school that I actually was able to mingle about with people from all different backgrounds and races. But even on the race front, that was still quite low. So the only people I have gone out with have been white people, but that's really just because the most of the people I've come into contact with are white.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So just to remind people at home, this is of the personal opinions of the candidates here. This is not the TV show's opinion. It's the personal opinions. So can we carry on? Can you go into a bit more detail? What are your preferences, would you say? Do you mind talking about that?
No, yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't really say that I do have any preferences.
So you wouldn't rule out any...
I wouldn't...
Are you assuming that, do you go for girls or boys, or...
I am straight, so
You're straight, so
go
you
for
would
girls.
rule out boys?
But in terms of race, I wouldn't rule anything out. It's more just the fact that I haven't sort of interacted or integrated with many other races for the majority of my life, so that's really just...
So can I ask you all, with preferences, because there's a lot of different characteristics and cultural backgrounds and differences between each people. So, Gemma, can we come to you? Yeah. So, with your preferences being your preference, white men, yeah. So would you not go for someone Asian because of just the cultural differences?
No, I think it's more to do with the fact that, like, an example being here at Salford University, I'm not someone that uses dating apps, just like simple as I'd rather meet someone the like traditional way, I suppose. At Salford, in Manchester in general, I genuinely don't think I've met like any Asian people so far, or maybe like I've crossed paths with some, but I haven't been introduced to anyone. I haven't spoken to them. I haven't seen them in nightclubs, or I've seen like one or two, but it's like they're like, I don't know how to say it. It's just because of where we are and like where we're living, and like even back at home, like when I'm from Surrey, so there we do have like much more cultural variety. I don't know if that's the way to put it.
So it's a lack of exposure to different cultures.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like up here there isn't that, and it's just as simple as like if I wanted to meet an Asian person, I'd have to use a dating app, and that isn't something I'd want to do personally.
That's fair enough.
Do any of you guys disagree with that? or have any opinion of
Are
yourself?
you happy with that?
Yeah, no.
Actually, what are your personal preferences? We haven't really spoken to you about them.
Well, I'm straight white, I think.
Okay.
But I'm open to it. I come from, like, where I live, I've come from quite a Jewish background. So I think religion also is a bit of a part in it. Because I'm not Jewish myself, but a lot of my friends and family are. And I know a lot of them would prefer for their children to go out and marry Jewish boys or girls. So, and I think that's also quite similar with people, culture-wise. So a lot of Asian parents might want their kids to marry an Asian girl or boy.
Yeah.
So I think that's, I kind of see, yeah.
Can I throw a scenario at you?
Okay.
You're coming to university now, and of course, university's full of different backgrounds, different people. Say you fall in love and meet an Asian man who's Muslim, and what would you do? Bring him home if you are coming from a Jewish background. How would that?
Well, my parents are very chilled, but my dad is Jewish, my mum isn't. So we have all been raised as atheists. I don't think it'll be a problem. My parents are really chilled about that kind of thing. They don't really care who I go out with, girl, boy, black, white. So, but I think in stricter communities of different like races and cultures and religions, it would probably be a problem for a lot of people. But because I'm from quite a chill family, it'd be fine. But I know people whose parents wouldn't be happy with that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much for the first topic. Now, our second debate this evening is who should pay for a meal, men or women?
Okay. So does anyone want to start off first on who they believe should pay first or what they believe?
Yeah. Personally, I think like it depends on the scenario. Like if you're going on a first date, I think men feel like they have to pay. I don't think that's the case. So like it's unfair. I think if someone invites you to a date and they're like, okay, I want to take you out, then fair enough, they should pay. But like usually I'd just say split it. Like why should one person have to pay and not the other? It's usually just like an easier scenario. Like usually if you're the same age, like students, you can't afford to just keep paying for like two people all the time. And why should they have to? It's really unfair.
Okay.
I think it should be split. Like
in my case, my boyfriend, I first went out with him, we were like 16, 17 years old, so it was quite young. You don't have that much money at that point. And when we went on our first date, we split the bill, which I think's fine. But I remember telling some friends of mine, and they were shocked that he let me pay for my part of it. And I think that's crazy because we're both very young and we didn't have any, we had probably £20 between, like, for each. How was he meant to pay for two people when we're both in the same financial situation, is very young? And why was everyone shocked that he didn't pay for me? I think it's so internalised in our society that men have to pay, men have to do this, and women can just sit back and let the men do it. But I think if you're in the same situation, financial, then you should split it, in my opinion. Yeah.
Even with things like the pay gap in difference in gender, you still believe that men...
Well, at the moment, I'm earning more money than my boyfriend, but I think if you're both in the same financial situation, split it.
If do you mind me asking, because you make more, do you think that means you should pay for meals?
Well, I don't mind paying for meals because if it was up to him, we'd go for cheaper meals. But I like to go out for nicer meals. So I think because I'm kind of forcing this upon him, I will pay for it because it's my choice to go out. But if we both went out for a meal and we both wanted to go there, like, split it, that's fine. Or you pay for one meal, I pay for the next. But I don't think it should be forced upon a man to pay for any meal because it just completely disregards his financial situation. It just expects them to have enough money to pay for two people. I just don't think that's okay.
And do you think... do you think that your boyfriend feels pressurised to pay for meals? Do you think he feels it's expected of him?
I don't think he feels pressurised to pay. I think there is a sense of demasculisation, is that the word? When I pay for him, like he feels a bit ashamed that he can't pay for me. He doesn't feel... I think sometimes if you go out for a nice meal, he feels pressured to pay for that nice meal. It's like, oh, it's my decision. But if I pay for him, I think there's a case for a lot of boys. They feel ashamed that they can't pay. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, do we have any comments on the other side? Gemma, you're dying to comment.
I just wanted to put the idea out there of if a guy was to go on a date with a girl and it was assumed that the girl was supposed to pay, Just like, I think people would be really, really shocked by that situation. So it just kind of throws that idea into the air of like, why do we think it's okay to assume that the guy is going to pay? Or if you offer to split it, that you get turned down because they want to pay. Like this whole idea of like, because a guy earns more, they should be paying. But in coming into like a world where like feminism is much more like, things are improving basically, why are we still so against like, oh, why are we still, why are we supporting tradition when really we should be normalising everyone being equal?
Okay, well, can we get a male opinion from this? Will, please shed a light. Would you normally
targeted
pay? Would you, if a girl, let's start with if a girl asked you on the date, would you pay for the meal?
Ooh.
I'm switching it around. Go on.
You've thrown me off there. If I was asked, right. I have to be careful what I say because I'm currently in a relationship at the moment. So if this
Think very careful.
I might not be leaving this building alive. I would probably still pay for the first one, but that is literally just because we, us men, do feel that sort of societal pressure that we do have to sort of pay on the first one. But it's the weird thing about this because I think it has an effect on both sides. So obviously the men feel pressure from society that they should be the ones to always pay for everything on the first date. And if that continues with some other dates, because I don't know, feel like a sense of pride about it or something like that, that could also make the women feel bad because it makes it feel like it makes them feel like, so am I not capable of being able to support myself and pay for things as well? So it makes both sides feel quite bad in both respects.
Okay, but say it's your birthday. Say she took you out to Miller and Carter and Nando's, somewhere really nice.
Okay.
Nando's. Say she took you out, is her idea, all her idea. Would you let her pay? She's insisting that she pays because she's taking you out for your birthday. Would you let her pay?
I would actually also in that occasion insist on splitting the bill. But that's not to do with like a male pride thing. That's simply just to do with my own personal pride. Like anytime my parents like take me out for a meal or something, even if I let them pay for it for me, I would still feel like guilty. It's just like, I didn't contribute anything to that. Even though it's supposed to be a treat for me, I still feel just personally like I probably should have contributed a little to that so that everybody is putting in a share.
But wait, doesn't that give the impression to your girlfriend that she's not able to pay for the whole meal?
It probably would come across as that now that you mention it. And even though I don't really intend for that to be the to be the case, I sound like a hypocrite now. Even though I don't intend for that to be the case, I know that it can come across as that, and I wouldn't try to defend myself in that sort of occasion. Even if I don't mean it to come across that way, I still can't help the fact that it came across that way, and that's something I need to take responsibility for.
Now, Gemma, when he was saying that he would prefer to split the meal with his girlfriend, you were nodding. You were saying that you would pay if you were treating your partner.
Oh yeah, just because I'm just like, if it's someone's birthday or something like that, just I don't know, maybe it's just like my preference for like birthdays and celebrations. But even if like you're going out with a group of friends, if it's a group of girls, you'll still split the bill and not make the birthday girl pay their part. Do you know what I mean? So it's like if you're going out on like to celebrate with your girlfriend or to celebrate with your boyfriend, you'd still, I think, pay the bill for them because it's like almost like they're present. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, can we hear a bit more from your side? Do you have any other comments to make? Do you feel anything? How do you feel? Would you prefer your boyfriend or to pay for you, or in that situation, or would you prefer to pay?
I think like when you're in a relationship, it is a lot easier to communicate and just say, okay, well, fair enough. If I pay this time, you pay the next time, or something like that. Whereas if you are single, it's different because it's difficult to have that conversation of who's going to pay. So it's kind of like, but personally, I do like paying for stuff myself. I like the idea of like earning my own money and paying for stuff myself. But like, if if I am to be like Trek, then like why not, I guess. Like it is nice to have like someone pay for something for you sometimes, not all the time, like, but the same like applies if you were to treat them as well. I mean, it's nice to have someone like go out and have a meal with you, but you do that, if you do that as well with them, like it's fair enough because you kind of even it out, because if in that sense. But yeah.
So, David, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Sorry. What would you do if you were going on a first date with another man? Would you split the bill?
I mean, I would split the bill anyway. I think that I don't believe that one person should pay over a preference.
What would you do if they like insisted on paying? Would you let them, or would you insist back that you wanted to split?
It depends. On a first date, I probably would insist on splitting it.
Yeah.
First of all, for independence, and I don't like the idea of someone else feeling that they have more power in a relationship, especially when it's two men or two women. It can be difficult to balance that power.
Yeah.
So I think simple things like that establish a very equal level of power from the get-go. So I personally prefer to split bills and things like that. But I mean, it's very different for a lot of. I mean, I know personally from gay men, a lot of stereotypically more feminine gay men would prefer to have more masculine men pay for them.
So, can I ask you, David, then, what's cheaper, being in a straight relationship or being in a gay relationship then?
Gay relationship.
Do you believe so? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
Why?
hair gel, expensive cologne. You can't just rub some water in your hair. There's very high standards of beauty in the gay community. That's just one aspect. I mean, gay clubs are expensive as well. Drinks are expensive. You know, I mean, I love cocktails and they're just really, really expensive. I kind of.
Can I just quickly ask also, because obviously you and Will are the only men in the room. Will, do you treat your girlfriend much?
Do I treat okay?
As a student as well.
I can just feel like the sort of guns pointed at me off camera, just waiting for me to say the wrong things. Just like, treat her. What do you mean? No, I'd say that I do. I do like to treat her. I do like to make sure that every treat is also unique to her and what she likes.
What about with the rise in feminism, as we talked about, and women wanting to be more independent? So do you necessarily think I shouldn't treat her as much because otherwise it will make her feel less that she's being less independent?
That's the thing. I wouldn't say that I treat her to an excessive amount. We have a good communication in our relationship, so we know when to back off a bit, and then we know when to be a bit more attentive. We usually discuss. We always discuss big things like beforehand. We have one particular thing about like presents, like when we give them. It's just like, do we give them on like year anniversaries? Do we give them on Valentine's Day? So we decided that we just give those out on birthdays.
Does she treat you as well, just as much then?
Yeah. She treats me just as much.
You'd say it was equal then?
Yeah. We try to make sure because we've established that we are a team. Every couple in whatever relationship, is a team, and so we do try our best to make sure that everything is put in equally.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you guys for your preferences.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you for coming on the show. It's nice to hear everything about everyone.
Absolutely.
And good luck with all your preferences. All right. Okay, that's it for today. A huge thank you to our debate guests again. And join us, please, next Friday at 5 p.m. for another episode of The Hour.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.